You're watching Force 13's live streaming service. Good morning, Australian time. This is the latest on Cyclone Trevor. Satellite imagery shows rapid strengthening in these latest frames. It's continuing to barrel towards the Cape York Peninsula, and it could strike as a Category 2 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. JTWC already thinks so. We're going a little bit more conservatively than that. At 80 miles an hour at present, Category 1 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. At the bottom of your screen you see the flash there as well. Cyclone Idai, the death toll has risen to at least 404 and 847 are injured. The death toll could rise above 1,000, but we don't have any confirmation of that yet. Joining me tonight, my name's Nathan Foy. I'm joined by David Tones, almost on the scene, a bit further south in Queensland. Hello, David. Have we got David? I think
An apology. Now you have me. Good to be here, and we have quite a bit of activity going on. And the BI meteorology, Nathan, is saying that Trevor is likely to make landfall sometime tonight, and a special welcome to those viewing our live streaming on the Facebook page.
Yes, we're on both of them tonight, this morning, wherever you are around the world, not just to discuss Cyclone Trevor, but everything else that's going on out there as well. Tropical Depression Chedeng, as it's known in the Philippines, is making landfall in Mindanao right now, which could deliver significant amounts of rainfall, especially to southeastern Mindanao. Signal 1 warnings in effect there. On the left-hand side, you can see rainfall estimates for Cyclone Idai. 760 millimeters are believed to have fallen in Lamego in Mozambique, according to satellite estimates. It's all going on, and we're leaving this automated streaming service open from here on in. However many days we're going to be running over the next few days, because we have many different systems active, not just these, but also another invest that could strike Western Australia later this week. Another system that could develop in the southwest Indian Ocean and could strike the Mascarene Islands next week, and also a potential system off the coast of Brazil later this week and into next week. Anyway, we'll talk about all of those things later. I'm sure some ears will have pricked up there. But beginning with Cyclone Trevor, David, do you want to tell us the latest from the Bureau of Meteorology?
Nathan, you should have the track chart from the Tropical Cyclone Warning Centre here in Brisbane on the screen.
Yep.
Okay, now the Bureau is doing 3-hourly advisories, and they have severe tropical cyclone Trevor, Category 3, landfall expected this evening. The warning zone is Orford Nest to Cape Flattery, extending across Cape York Peninsula to Port Peru, apology for the pronunciation on that one, to Mapoon, including Reaper, Leichhardt with a Cohen. The cyclone watch is Mapoon to Cape York. It actually has been extended, and sustained winds in the centre of 120 kilometres per hour with wind gusts to 165 kilometres per hour. And it's located 20 kilometres of 12.9 degrees east, 140 kilometres east of the Leichhardt River, and 290 kilometres east of Reaper. That is on the western side.
And David,
of
the landfall zone could be near Lockhart River as well. Here's the JTWC forecast track. They're expecting Category 3 when it enters the Gulf of Carpentaria later this week, peaking on the 22nd, which I think is Friday. Friday for the peak there. Friday night into Saturday morning local time. And then a landfall just about into the Northern Territory there. Very sparse areas of land, it has to be said, David, but there are still people in the line of fire for both of these landfalls.
Yes, the gales with winds in excess of 90 kilometres an hour expected to develop in coastal areas between Alford Ness, and that's the top, down to Cape Flattery, just north of Cooktown. So at this point in time, Cairns is in the clear, and all the activity is going to be the Cape York Peninsula, Cape York region. So a Cat 3 landfall, Nathan, and it's going to maintain intensity across the Cape York region, and it's only about 100 miles wide. That is the actual Cape York if you go from west to east.
At which point, though, I mean, you know, Cape York is sort of like it's ever increasing as you go further south, the width, isn't it?
Yes. So basically, Leichhardt River across Reaper. But as I was saying to Nathan earlier, a lot of these communities are Indigenous Australians, and I'd say they probably would have been evacuated. I haven't had a chance to see how the media is reporting this, along with any official information from the
that's okay.
Queensland government.
Stick with us.
Destructive winds with gusts in excess of 125 kilometres an hour expected between Cape Greenville and Cohen from this afternoon. And these destructive winds will move some way inland with cyclone tonight.
We'll do more of this very soon. I just want to get people up to speed with absolutely everything to begin with, because we do have a lot of stories today.
Yes, we do.
So let me see if I can consult the automated stream here. So this is just a wide shot looking at a few things. Western Pacific at the top left there, you can see Tropical Depression Chedeng as named by Pegasa. It's making landfall. Signal 1 warnings in effect for parts of Mindanao. Another look at it at the top right panel there. At the bottom left you can see the Indian Ocean, a wide shot. Quite difficult to see much on there, but it is going to get more active pretty soon. And just for no particular reason, the Gulf of Mexico there down the bottom right hand side. There is a big bulk of weather going on there, but nothing tropical obviously. So this is Tropical Depression 3W as it's numbered by the JTWC. There it is. It was actually taken off the JTWC earlier today, David, wasn't it?
Yes, they've issued their final advice.
And that's not much comfort though, because look at the amount of flaring up that's occurring right over the landmass, and it could deliver some substantial rainfall. Models were saying maybe 300 millimeters or more. That alone now on the CDPS scale I think puts it to 2, even though it's only got 25 mile an hour winds. Let me just verify that. Yeah, makes it a stage 2 on the CDPS, even though it's got no chance of getting to tropical storm force now by the looks of things. Alright, well, you never know. But significant rainfall occurring there. Let me just find my page again. Where'd it go? Trevor, here's the latest floater imagery of what Trevor's been looking like in the latest frames. Now, it does look very impressive on the very latest frames at the very end there. What appears that could be a pinhole eye developing. It's certainly getting much deeper in those last few half-hour slots there. But it's only happened very recently, and that's why we've gone a bit on the low end with our intensity. Very interesting to see how the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre have gone down the deep end, I would say. by saying it's 105 miles per hour. That's 170 kilometers per hour. We're saying a little bit less, 80 miles an hour at this point. As a matter of fact, there should be some more annotations on here which aren't yet on the screen. So we'll cut back to this imagery of Trevor just for a minute whilst we sort that out. Alright, yes, we've got it now. This might help a little bit more. We've got the wind and pressure down the bottom left, so I don't have to keep doing conversions to miles an hour to kilometers per hour. So there we are. That's the latest imagery. Invest 96W is also a thing. It's located near the Micronesian Islands. Chuuk is just off to the northeast there, that little pink outline. That could also be a cyclone, but we are expecting, I don't think there's much model support, it's going to be pretty weak. Savannah. There's Savannah. Oh dear, not looking very good on those latest images. Its convection has been blown away. Looks like classic wind shear interaction there. It was 50 miles an hour, 1000 millibars. I think it's just about, the jig is up for Savannah. Peaked as category 3, believe it or not. Not so very long ago either. And here's Invest 95S. This one's getting its act together as well. This could be our next storm for Australia, or indeed we could have both Trevor and 95S making landfall in Australia at the same time. I'm not sure if we've had any instances of that since 2015, but that's the last one that I can remember, when we had Lam and Marcia. Here's the Meteo France track for Cyclone Savannah, and as you can see, it's in no man's land and it's not going to be doing anything. We've already seen the JTWC track map for Trevor, but there it is again. That is, well, we're still waiting for the next update from them, but it's remarkable how they've gone from 55 knots to 90 knots in the space of 6 hours, which I think is a little bit much. But we could be seeing landfall, maybe at Category 2 on the Saffir-Simpson scale, Category 4 perhaps on the Australian scale for its first landfall, and then the second landfall could well be at Category 5 intensity on the Australian scale when it makes landfall on the Gulf.
Nathan, I've got some information from the Bureau's Western Australian office.
Right. I'll just be a quick minute on this, David, before that. Here's a quick look at the computer models. This is maybe slightly out of date now for 3W. A pretty straightforward track towards the southern tip of Vietnam. Doesn't get to tropical storm status by the looks of things, or its best chance will be as it's moving through the Philippines. Wind shear is getting a little bit edgy. SST is looking good. This is the wind forecast for Trevor from the HWRF, which is going for Category 5 on the Saffir-Simpson scale and Category 3 landfall on the Saffir-Simpson scale the first time around over Cape York. There's a rainfall forecast showing at least 24 inches in some areas there. This is the other parts of the world which we're not interested in today. And finally, there's also this graphic here for the Philippines. We'll come back to that. And this finally. This is a GFS phase map for a possible South Atlantic storm next week. We'll keep our eyes on that one as well. David.
The Bureau of Meteorology, WA, tropical cyclone outlook for the western region. Tropical low 19U has developed north of the Kimberley coast. Near 13.1 degrees south, 122.7 degrees east, which is about 550 kilometres north of Broome. The system is forecast to track generally west-southwest over the next few days and is likely to develop into a tropical cyclone by or on Thursday. At this point, or at this time, it's likely to be well north of the Pilbara coast. However, there's some uncertainty in the system's movement, and there is a chance it moves towards the Pilbara coast later in the week, possibly impacting the Pilbara coast over the weekend. The Bureau has percentages for further development for today. Low, increasing moderate on Wednesday and high on Thursday.
Yep. Anything else?
And Savannah, well, it's 900 kilometres southwest of the Cocos-Keeling Island and is outside the Bureau's area of responsibility. And Nathan, you highlighted the Mateo, France. So Savannah, followed by Trevor. I'm not sure what the next name of the name of the next cyclone is going to be.
Veronica.
Veronica.
I think. That's what I saw somewhere else today. We'll be able to see it on the left-hand side of our very own stream when it pops up again, the naming list.
Now, Nathan, I have the NOAA floaters for tropical cyclone Trevor, and are we going to say that it could be a Cat 4 landfall? When you look at how
landfall?
Developed the eastern...
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. Do you reckon it'll be a Cat 4?
Well, this is where we all get very confused. Category 4 on which scale? Australian scale?
AU scale.
I would
or
say
Cat 3 on the other.
I would say so, yes. Very, very likely.
The Bureau Meteorology's Cyclone Warning Centre will update in just under 2 hours, 8 a.m. my time, or Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. All right, let me just show one more thing that we didn't yet get round to. And I want to show you this chart here. This is for the Philippines, showing the damage potential over the next 5 days, which most of it will be occurring in the next few days. And this is mainly down to the rainfall. Major damage potential in that southeastern tip of Mindanao, significant in the wider area of southeastern and eastern Mindanao. Moderate chance of moderate damage potential for a large area nearby. And just by the way, David, to confirm, Veronica is the next name on the Australian list, and then it's Wallace.
Yes,
So that's just an idea of the many things that we are covering tonight, wherever you are around the world. We are dealing with a lot of time zones and a lot of storms and a lot of interested parties. So if you do have any comments or questions for us whilst we're on the air, we can, funnel our attention into your direction by just tagging us in the YouTube chat or on Facebook, which David is running alongside the YouTube stream tonight.
Yes, and Nathan, I'd just like to say, I'm just monitoring the chat. Jeremy, good to see you here again. 95S is the one that is likely to be Veronica.
Yes.
That is currently Ashmore Reef off the northwest WA coast. So 95S to become Veronica.
Yep, so that's the two-pronged assault that we'll be seeing in the Australian region in the next 7 days.
And Nathan, just going back to various warnings on the Cape York region, the Bureau of Meteorology has a hurricane force wind warning for the Peninsula coast. A gale warning has been extended. It's now the southeast Gulf of Carpentaria, the northeast Gulf of Carpentaria, and down to Cooktown, Nathan. And a strong wind warning is in place For the tip of Cape York, the Torres Strait Islands, or the Torres Strait. And for tomorrow, storm force wind warning, the southeast Gulf of Carpentaria, northeast, the Peninsula coast. Gale warning for Cooktown. So the gale warning will remain current for the next 36 hours. And strong wind warning for the Torres Strait. I should also mention, Nathan, that the Bureau of Meteorology at 12:30 yesterday has issued a flood watch for catchments north of Cairns to Koyama.
All right. We're going to throw into